Hello and welcome to English with Jimmy. And today's subject is weather. Daily weather forecast is important for travelers by air and by sea and by land. Weather forecast is also important for farmers and fishermen. In order to understand weather forecast, you need to know some weather vocabulary. And of course, we are lucky because we have only 4 seasons, so the vocab for weather is limited actually. So will that will help you to summer and autumn, winter and spring. That will make it much easier for anyone to remember the important words that are repeated in every weather forecast. Here are some vocabs. The first one is sleet. Sleet, and we know the word rain and snow, okay? But when it rains and snows at the same time, we call that sleet. Sleet. Frostbite is actually when you are walking in a very cold weather and your hands are exposed, or your legs or your feet. You could wake up in the morning and you find some blue and black marks on your body, and these are because of the very cold weather that you've been exposed to. You probably notice many football players who play in extreme cold weather. They wear t-shirts with long sleeves, actually too long, even to it covers a hand, the palm of the hand, and maybe half the fingers. That just to protect them from extreme cold weather, frostbite. Also, black ice. Black ice, it's a clear ice that is formed on the road. So when you're driving, if you drive over it, it's like driving over oil, and it causes lots of accidents actually. So black ice is also very dangerous for drivers. So sleet, frostbite, and black ice, important expressions you should know about the weather when you're listening to the weather forecast. Strong storms can be like monsoon and cyclone and typhoon and tornado, okay, and they can be measured by a category from 1 to 10. So we can say a monsoon category 5, or a hurricane category 6. They're very dangerous. If it's 1 or 2, it's probably a very strong storm with heavy rain. That's it, okay? Gale, gust, blustery. This expression we use to describe strong wind. So if you walk in the street and there's strong wind that will blow your coat or your clothes, we call them gale, gust, or blustery. So please remember these words are also repeated in weather forecast. Blizzard is like snow storm, where the snow will like probably hit your face, okay, and it hurts. Blizzard storms usually happen in Siberia and extreme areas where they've got heavy, lots of snow and very cold temperatures. Blizzards. Hailstones are balls of snow that could fall when there is like a strong storm, and they could dent the body of cars, or some of them could be quite big size and very it causes damage to property. Okay. Snowflakes is light snow, like the cornflakes. Okay, it's lovely to have snowflakes at Christmas, so we can have a white Christmas. Drizzling is another word. It's like a spray, like when using aftershave, okay, or cologne or anything like that, or perfumes. Drizzle. You spray your hands, okay, your palm of your hand. It's exactly like that. So the rain is like drizzling. Okay, it's very light rain. Scattered shower means rain in different areas. Scattered. So it could be in over a large area. Scattered shower. Okay. We can say scattered shower over Scotland and England or something, okay? We can't be specific where exactly it's going to be showering, but okay. So a shower is rain as well. Arctic weather means extremely cold weather, like the North Pole and the South Pole, extremely cold weather. Arctic weather. Mild weather is like the Mediterranean weather. It's mild. Light breeze is a fresh air, like in the springtime. Light breeze. A cold front is air moving that is with cold temperature, so we call it a cold front. And a hot front is hot air moving, also advancing. And the weather, it depends on cold and hot air and cold air. When they meet each other, you get phenomena, different phenomena of weather, and you get storms and tornadoes and so on and so on. It's just because of these changes in temperatures of the air. Avalanche. Avalanche is another word for when you have a snow, heavy snow on the mountains, top of the mountains, and any sudden sound could cause a snow to fall and cause an avalanche. It could block the roads and cover the houses, and also if there's some people like to ski, like in Switzerland or wherever, skiers, it's very dangerous for them to be subjected to an avalanche. So you should be very careful from an avalanche. Skiing slopes is an area where from on top of the mountain, a slope coming from where people like to ski on them. Skiing slopes. When the weather is extremely hot, we can call it scorcher or sweltering. Okay, scorcher or sweltering. So please remember these words. It's extreme hot weather, like temperatures probably in the maybe 35 or 40 Celsius. Okay. Nippy means cold or chilly weather. Okay, again, nippy. Freezing, we all know what freezing means. The weather is bitterly cold, or Arctic weather. Okay, temperature below zero, freezing. Deluge of water means flash floods due to heavy rain. Deluge of water. Drenched means to be very wet or soaking wet. It's like someone took your clothes and soaked them in water, okay, when you wash them. So soaking wet means drenched, okay, very wet. Also torrential rain, heavy rain, lots of rain, okay. Fog and mist, yes, that's very dangerous sometimes. Fog is a water vapor in air, okay? Sometimes it could be all happening very suddenly in the evening or early morning while you're driving in open areas. So you should be very careful when it happens and slow down and use flashing lights and fog lights. Be careful when you are driving if there is a fog or a mist, okay? Mist can be used to describe eyes or about to cry, like misty eyes, okay? Fog is extremely dangerous, guys, so be very, very careful. It's not bad to breathe the air when there's a fog or a mist, but it is dangerous to drive in a fog or a mist, okay? Smog. Smog, to the opposite to a fog and a mist, okay? It happens over crowded cities because of pollution from emissions from the cars and the factories, chimneys, and it's really bad to inhale the smog. The air is really not good at all, the quality of the air. And now I think they're trying to global warming and environmentalist people who are trying to fight the pollution, they're trying to reduce that, and that hopefully will reduce smog over crowded cities and heavily populated cities. Okay, that's smog. Earthquake can happen because of the collision between the tectonic plates on the Earth, which is floating over the lava, because the core of the Earth is molten lava. So these tectonic plates, when they move, if they collide with each other, they cause earthquakes. Okay, which can vary by the Richter scale from, I don't know, maybe from 1, 2 up to 7 and 8, which is a very, very severe, could cause a lot of loss of life and dangers. Some animals actually are very sensitive and they could feel earthquakes before they happen. Okay, tsunami happens because of the earthquake. When the tectonic plates on the molten lava move under the sea or the oceans, one plate go up and other one goes down, so that causes the water over that plate to be higher than the other water, and that causes on a lower plate, tectonic plate, so that causes a tsunami, a high wave, which could, when it reaches the shore, it could kill a lot of people. and there are some sensors now at the bottom of the sea that hopefully can predict the tsunami and give a warning for people on the beaches and cities so they can raise the alarm and flee from tsunami tidal waves. Okay. Dew is droplets of water that we see on flowers, petals, and leaves and whatever crops early in the morning at dawn. Dew. Celsius and Fahrenheit are two different scales where we measure the weather temperature. So we can say Celsius and Fahrenheit. Let's say like in England and like I don't know in France or in America, some like depending on which. But the most common one now is Celsius or centigrade. Wind speed, obviously, the speed of the wind. When the storm is stronger, the speed of the wind is higher, like I don't know, 70 miles per hour, or it's like a tornado, or 100 miles per hour. Extremely dangerous. It could damage lots of property and houses wherever it happens. Wind speed. Precipitation is the chances of rain. So in Mediterranean, around the Mediterranean, precipitation might be, I don't know, during the summer almost like 10% or something like that, while in cold countries it could be about 80% or 90% that continuous rain all day around, all around, all day. Okay, precipitation. All these are expressions actually used in weather forecast. Lightning, as we all know, in a storm, before thunder, we could see a lightning, and then we hear the thunder. Yes, as we said, it's a natural electrical discharge, okay, from the cloud passing between the clouds and the ground, and it will be a bright flash and then followed by thunder. Normally, if you see a very dark cloud, if you're playing in open space or you're playing football or something like that, don't run and sit under a tree because it's likely that the discharge will go through a tree because it's nearer to the cloud. So just sit, okay, while the storm is happening. Just sit. Don't sit under a tree. Sit where you are, and hopefully that will protect you from the discharge of dark cloud that have lots of electrical charges. Okay, sun and sunny and strong sun and burning sun and hot sun and sun heat, all expressions are used in weather forecast as well. Sky, we talked about it's used as well. Clear sky, dark sky, blue sky, black sky, all describes different conditions of weather. Clear sky is great, while dark sky and black sky extremely dangerous because they got dark cloud means it's very cloudy and a storm is probably coming. Clouds, we can use to describe cloud, we can say heavy clouds, light clouds, thick clouds, dark clouds, low clouds also are the words we use to describe. The moon phases are different, like new moon and crescent and first quarter and waning crescent and waning gibbous, and there's lots of full moon. It's phases of the moon sometimes are mentioned in the weather forecast that you should know. Also, we use some expression like the North Pole, the South Pole, okay, Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, and the equator around the middle of the Earth, okay. Also Antarctica. All these words are used in the weather forecast. A brief, okay, like mentioning a few expressions and words that we use for weather forecast. Please remember them. They're very useful. When you're watching a weather forecast on the BBC or CNN, you will be able to understand it, and hence you can make arrangement depending on the condition of the weather, where you are going, or whether you stay at home or whether you travel or not. That's very important, guys. Okay, excellent. How do you know you are at the equator? Yes, I think you stand there and then you have defined that the water in the sink goes out clockwise or counterclockwise. Probably in Uganda or Kenya or something like that, you see that line on the ground, and if you step over it, you will see the water goes counterclockwise if you're near the North Pole, and clockwise if you're near the South Pole, near the equator. Please remember this expression, they're very important, and because weather in the Mediterranean area is most of the year is very pleasant, while actually it's not. It's very, very unpredictable. So we always say typical English weather in England, for example, because it's we don't know. You go out in the morning, it's sunny, and then it gets cloudy, and then start to rain, and then we end up snowing. Okay. Talking about the weather is an icebreaker as well. It could start conversation between strangers in a pub or in a cafe. In the past, people used to like, do you have a light? Okay, to break the ice and start a conversation. Now they talk about the weather. It's a way to a common subject that everyone likes to talk about and discuss. Okay, probably the most famous phrase about My Fair Lady, the film. Okay, with Audrey Hepburn. The rain in Spain falls mainly on a plane. Okay. Well, I'm waffling here a little bit and talking a little bit, and then we hopefully will move on to weather idioms quickly before the video time is passing. So when something says something is a breeze, it's very easy. Something very easy. You say it's a breeze. Like the exam was like a breeze, very easy. I haven't the foggiest idea. Foggiest idea. I haven't got a clue. I don't know what's all about that subject. Okay. Every cloud has a silver lining, which means any difficult situation has a hopeful aspect. I won a windfall, okay, which means an unexpectedly won a large sum of money. I will take a rain check, which means not today, but some other time. Take a rain check. I am on cloud nine. I'm very happy, extremely happy. I'm a bit under the weather means I'm sick. So you call them at work and you say, sorry, I can't come today. I'm a bit under the weather, which means I got a cold or a flu. Okay, or I don't know, we call Corona now, God forbid. Stay safe, guys. Wear your mask and take your inoculation or vaccination, okay, and protect yourself. I will help you come rain or shine, which means I'll stand by. This is a song actually with the same phrase, okay. Come rain or shine, stand by you and be your friend, okay. He is a fair weather friend, means a friend who only knows you when things are good. Other than that, he doesn't want to know you, okay? Come on, brighten up, okay, which means cheer up. Brighten up means cheer up, like the clouds or like the sky brightens up. No clouds and the sun is shining. She took a shine to him, which means she liked him, okay? She liked the person, she took a shine to him. When it rains, it pours. When troubles comes, means it comes all at once. Lots of problems together, which is true sometimes. It is raining cats and dogs means it's raining heavily. I am having a dry spell, which means my business is not doing very well. It's a dry spell. He's chasing rainbows means he's unrealistic. A person when he's not really realistic about his situation in life, okay? Don't throw caution to the wind, which means don't be reckless, be careful, okay? You are waiting for a raindrop in a drought means there is little chance of that happening, okay? Yes, okay? A storm is approaching means troubles are about to happen, okay? That's an example. A storm in a teacup means a trivial problem, something really not very important matter. A cloud is approaching also means some problems are on the horizon coming, okay? It will snowball, which means a problem that will escalate, gets more complicated and difficult to solve. Okay, snowball. You got snow on the roof means you have got gray hair on your head, so you're getting gray. Okay. You should know which way the wind blowing. Okay, you should know what is happening. If you don't know what's going on, you should know which way the wind is blowing. Okay. And what's happening. It's a problem or something happening, and you want to know the facts about it. Make hay while the sun shines. Yes, well, make the most of opportunity while it lasts. Okay, make hay. He is right as rain, which means he's fit and healthy. Okay, someone who's fit and healthy. Right as rain. Don't make it rain on her parade. Okay, so means don't spoil her plans. Okay. In every life, some rain must fall, which natural, yes, of course, okay. Everyone must experience difficulties in his life sometimes, absolutely. You must sail close to the wind, which means you must behave within the acceptable limits, okay? Got that? You know, if you want to progress in life and move ahead. His head is in a cloud means he is not realistic, actually. Maybe too proud. I don't know. You should weather the storm, okay? Weather the storm means you should be strong in difficult times, all right? There is something in the wind means something is going to happen. I'm snowed under at work, which means I have too much work to do, snowed under. It can happen to you if you're driving your car as well, okay? Run like the wind means run fast. It's the calm before the storm. That's also something is about to happen. So it's the calm before the storm, okay? It's a perfect storm means a bunch of unlikely things happen at once, and the result is something dreadful or horrendous, okay? Buy her a drink to break the ice. You can offer a lady a drink, okay, to start a conversation with her, which is natural, okay, to break the ice, okay? You are treading on thin ice, okay? You are about to upset someone by your actions or your words, okay? You are treading on thin ice, okay? Someone is good, okay? She is as cold as ice, means she's almost dead. Okay, she is as cold as ice. I think we said that. It's been repeated. Sorry about that. No, it's not repeated. Apologize for that. Okay, it's she's as cold as ice means that she's almost dead. Okay, she's as cold as ice also could mean that she's not welcoming and friendly. Okay, yes, not welcoming and friendly. They should be put together, these two. It's your moment under the sun, which means everyone gets famous for 15 minutes. So there you go. It's your time to be famous. He thinks the sun shines on her, means he is smitten by her, madly in love, okay? Nothing new under the sun, yes, okay, means history repeats itself. These are all idioms that we use, weather expressions, okay? Not all of them, but most of them, as much as I can really to collect. Okay, please, guys, don't forget the words that we mentioned, like sleet and frostbite and black ice and hurricane, cyclone, monsoon, typhoon, tornado, category, and all these were gale, gust, blustery, blizzard, hailstones, snowflakes, drizzling, I don't know, scattered shower, Arctic weather, something like avalanche, yes, scorcher, nippy, sweltering, all these words, are repeated. Deluge of water, flash floods, drenched and soaking wet and torrential and fog and mist and smoke, earthquakes, tsunami, dew. These expressions are used a lot in weather forecast. I think I collected as much as I can, but you can still have some more, but these are the majority, and we're lucky we have only 4 seasons, winter, summer, spring, and autumn. And hopefully when you watch a weather forecast, try and follow it and try and understand every word that is said in it. It's a very good education for you. Follow the BBC. They got some lovely weather forecasters, and the way they present it is so good. You can practice reading them. The words are by an auto cue in a very limited amount of time, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. That's very useful for you. Speak fast and read fast. Practice reading and in a short time. I think that's most of it. Okay, girls and guys. Yes, girls and guys. And I hope you found this video about the weather is useful. Because especially if you're living or you're planning on traveling to a cold country in Europe or North America or in Russia or wherever, I thank you guys.